I think the Syrian announcement demonstrated yet another version where the established view on how to deal with the Middle East, including by most of the major players inside the administration, is getting upset by a president who has a different view. And most people did not want to lift sanctions, but Trump said, no, we're going to do it. And of course, when the president says it, it gets done. What do you see in Washington on this debate, and how do you think the follow-up will be?
I have three takeaways, and they're all related to Israel. First, I think it shows the diminished influence of Israel in the second Trump administration. Trump said he did not consult Israel before meeting the Syrian leader and lifting sanctions because he thought it was the right thing to do, which is not the traditional modus operandi of American presidents in the Middle East. The second takeaway is that Trump and Vance see the new leader in Syria as a force of stability, not a force of disorder. And they actually see Israel's intent of bombing Iran as the more bigger force of disorder. And Liz said very interestingly that Syria is going to be part of the West for the first time. I think that is what is happening here. The administration is not driven by values, but more by interests and a balance of power in a very realist way. The third takeaway, I think, might be a curveball, but I think yesterday's announcement of not allowing Harvard University to take any international students is part of this barter. I think what's most important for this administration is to stop Netanyahu from bombing Iran, and they're going to put massive pressure on the Israeli leader, but they don't want to be seen as being anti-Israel. They're anti-Iran bombing. So I think this Harvard measure was to kind of balance it out. The rationale is that there's so much anti-Semitism on Harvard's campus that we need to kick out all the international students. I think the understanding is that this will be shot down by the courts and it won't last. But the whole point, I think, is just a barter to kind of show that this situation is not totally anti-Semitic or anti-Israel.